15 schools are participating. Many of you are here tonight. Here's our strategy. We want to do 3 things this year to start the initiative off. One is we have developed a civics and financial literacy course for 12th graders. Shorthand is you got to understand power and you got to understand money before you go out into the world. Secondly, we just did a training on student leadership and governance. So Careda, Taylor, and other principals, be ready because your students are getting trained to come and meet with you. All right? Because they're interested in how schools are governed and how they can play a role in that. And then third, we're asking schools and teachers to think about how we can introduce more service learning and civic action into our classrooms. And so I will close here with just some final thoughts on what it is we're really trying to do here. One, we're trying to strengthen and maybe even transform teaching practice. 2, we're trying to prepare students for full and active participation in our democracy. Lord knows we need that. 3, we think that's going to lead to positive school culture and climate. And 4th, we're going to try to close the civic empowerment gap. Read Myra Levinson's book, The Civic Empowerment Gap. I think I got that title right. No Citizen Left Behind, sorry about that. No Citizen Left Behind. And she will tell you about the yawning gap, but the incredible things that we can do to close that between urban students and suburban students. We hope to create consistent opportunities for our young people to engage the world, a world that's unfolding, where the story is still being told, where they can and will help to create the narrative that is the United States of America.
First I want to say is, I stand here as a proud alum of Kenwood Academy. Hi, Ms. Taylor. And also a graduate of Denison University. I'm also a Posse Scholar, and now a former ISAC Corps representative, and now as the college career coach at Harper High School. So now, that's my most recent career, but it all started with the Harris Fellows Program, for most part. Being one of the founding members of that organization is 7 years in existence, and the reason why I come back so often, anytime John needs me, I'm there because of the opportunities it afforded for me and the foundation it gave for me in civic engagement and student leadership. I was already a member of a student leadership organization called the Kenwood Academy Brotherhood. That afforded me the opportunity to interact with John when they said we need student leaders. So happened my name came up. From that point on, the things that I was able to engage in, from traveling across the nation to internationally with Habitat for Humanity, with engaging in civic leadership and things of that nature, all started with the foundation that I had my sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school with the Harris Fellows Program. And I'm very happy to see this program is going to be duplicated throughout CPS as much as it can be because of the opportunities that it gave for me and the other people that was involved with it. And I just know that if the students will have half the opportunities that I had with it being intentional. When Harris Fellows came about and all the things that I've done so far weren't intentional. It just so happened that it was a pathway that was laid out and I just so happened to follow it. Now this is with the intent that students will become student leaders and they will have high school and collegiate experiences that will foster and help them build their own communities. Somehow I'm doing now. And the reason why I come back to my own community is not because it's something that I just thought of doing. It was something that was instilled in me from my years in high school. So with the Global Citizenship Initiative, having students to be able to intentionally and be groomed to be student leaders and transform their communities is an awesome project. And so I'm just happy to be here and to say thank you for everything that John has done and everyone else and for you being in this room because your students need you. You know, your students need you and we've all seen it on the news. They need you more now than ever. So I want to say thank you and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Good evening. I am here representing the students and families and teachers from Percy L. Julian High School. Mr. Anderson, our teacher, is here. Our students have a real long history of activism and social action within the community and also within the Chicago Public Schools. We have students who want to get involved and who want to see progress and who want to learn how to make progress in their own communities and how to make changes which will benefit their lives and the lives of those around them. So how do I know this? Because I'm the principal and I see it every single day. As principal of Julian, I know that our students probably launched the largest voter registration drive in the city of Chicago last year, this past school year. They registered over 500 students from Julian and other schools. Over 27 of our seniors became deputy registrars, and they were guided by members of Operation Push, MCFA, and the League of Women Voters as they successfully registered new voters. This was a part of their service learning project, sponsored by the Chicago Public School, required by the Chicago Public School. It was an empowering experience for these students, and it was an empowering experience for their teachers who worked with them on issues and who guided them to write their senior final essay entitled, "Why Vote?" So this initiative will really help to bring more students to the realization so early that if there's going to be a difference to be made, that they must be a part and that they must have a very active role in making those differences happen in their community. So this initiative will help us to support our students as they become more informed and thoughtful, and as they participate in a much greater capacity in their community organizations, and as they learn to act politically, and as they develop their own moral and civic virtues, such as having concerns for the rights and the welfare of others. These are the goals of civic education. And so with this pilot, we will get deeper and deeper in that work, and we're looking forward to working with all of the other 14 pilot schools and all of the sponsors, and of course John and Martin. And we know that what will be launched here will certainly be one of the most exciting educational experiences that our students will have while in high school this year. Thank you.
Imagine a CPS system that's filled with students like Cortez. That's, in fact, the promise of what we're launching today, that every student in high school in Chicagoland has those kind of opportunities to develop to be not just a great student, but to be a great citizen. And I want to thank John and Marty Moe and Jean-Claude Brizard and their colleagues in the public schools for having the vision and being willing to make this commitment to the future of the citizens in Chicagoland. And it takes some courage to do this in the settings that we're in, where there's so much pressure on things like standardized testing for reading and math and all the other really important things that go into the education. But what the leadership has done is said, this idea that you have to choose between being a good student and being a good citizen is wrong. It's a false choice. And what we're doing is going back really to the time of Tocqueville and the start of the public schools in America, where it was recognized by everybody that one of the prime responsibilities and the mission of schools is turning out people who are going to be the next generation of great citizens. And it's sad to say, in schools pretty much all across the country, we've lost our way. And the civic mission has gotten pushed to one side as other things have taken over. And I think the strategic vision of our colleagues at CPS and the other partners in the civic work here, including other funders who are supporting this, is so important and such an urgent time to be doing this. I won't belabor all the statistics that can make you kind of glum about the level of civic engagement in our city and state and country, the voting levels. In the last election, like only 2 out of 5 people in Chicago voted who could have voted. That just can't be. That's just wrong. And so part of the belief in this work is that the development of great citizens starts early. And we know enough to know that there's good news in this picture, because these practices of high quality civics education, they really work, don't they? They do. We see it. We see it where they're practiced. So this is something we know how to do, but it takes the commitment to make sure that we do it. And I want to say also, and thanking Bonnie Oberman and our colleagues and partners at Facing History and ourselves, how fitting it is that we're doing the announcement of the launch in connection with your recent bringing of the choosing to participate to Chicago. It's a great example in the stories that it tells of the impact and the consequences of choosing to engage or not in the public life of the community, and also at the same time a great example of really effective civics education in practice. So all of us at the McCormick Foundation, everybody in the McCormick Foundation who's here, raise your hand. See everybody in the civics program, Don Cook and John and the Janice, and but Janet too in the journalism program. We turned out in full force to support this. This is a wonderful thing to be part of. We're proud to be supporting it, and thank all of you who are here supporting it. And we're gonna start in the 15. We're gonna demonstrate how this really works, and then, as Cortez was saying, we're gonna spread this to every high school in the city. Thank you all.
I'm honored to be here tonight to share in this exciting opportunity for the students of the Chicago Public Schools. There's an always exciting time of year when we begin a new school year, but this year is particularly exciting for all CPS schools and students. Just a few weeks ago, we launched the full school day district-wide, finally moving our students away from having one of the shortest school days in the nation to one where they're on peer with their fellow students across America, on par, I should say. Not only have we launched a full school day, but we provided principals and schools with more latitude and the resources to hopefully do the job they need to help our students be successful in school and in life. With more time in critical subjects like math, reading, and science, as well as new and increased exposure to recess and enrichment, such as music, art, and physical education, students are now getting the quality education they've long deserved. Because of the excitement and momentum happening across the district, there is no better time than now to start preparing our students for their lifelong role as citizens. Democracy and good citizenship cannot happen without strong preparation, and the Global Citizen Initiative will add immediate value in preparing students for college, career, and their roles in society. Civics education goes hand in hand with college and career readiness skills and enables students to think critically while doing meaningful things in their communities. Exposure to civic education significantly increases the likelihood of young people participating in volunteerism, positively contributing to their communities, and considering careers in public service. Knowing the major financial decisions that our students will have to face when it comes to post-secondary life, the exposure to financial literacy provided by this exciting initiative will increase the chances they will know how to responsibly handle their resources and funds, invest in their futures, and save. In addition to civic and financial literacy concepts laid out by the initiative, courses will be aligned to Common Core state standards to help academic skills as well. This is a critical piece in ensuring a well-rounded education for all students. The Global Citizen Initiative has been a wonderful collaboration among teachers, civic and community organizations, university and cultural institutions. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight for the launch of this important initiative. We are excited about the opportunity to support and enhance these efforts to positively impact education in Chicago and serve as an example for districts throughout the country. And of course, I was reading from prepared remarks, and I just have to go a little bit off script because of course we're in the midst of interesting times in Chicago Public Schools, so the folks there like me to be scripted. But I just wanted to just personally add, and having worked with the folks at the Constitutional Rights Foundation for many years while at the State Board of Education, and through my professional life, the Chicago Bar Association has also been championing this effort, as well as Sandra Day O'Connor has been an outspoken advocate increased civics education across our nation. It's something that I really enjoy because it goes hands in hand. I'm an attorney, and it's something that we value and we promote, and serving on a school board is also. So it helps to bring synergy to my life, and it's something I believe in, and it's part of the civics education in my life that helped me to want to seek out public service and volunteer on school boards, although some days I question that. But it's something that I'm proud to personally be involved with and support in any way I can. So I congratulate all of you and extend you all great thanks for this initiative and what you're doing for our students. Thank you.